am here to paint with all of you today. And today is kind of a prelude into our launch that we have coming up in 4 days, right? What's today? Saturday? Sunday night? 3 days. In 3 days, the doors to Jen's Den Art painting memberships will be opening. So what I'm doing over the next week is giving you an opportunity to come on in and ask questions or just watch and observe and learn some of the things that we do in Jen's Den Art memberships or Jen's Den. Okay, I have a Jen's Den, which is my VIP group. And then I also have a Jen's Mini Den, which is my smaller group. And while I answer questions and check everybody's comments, hey, Cindy, hi, somebody else that says Facebook user, not sure who you are. I just wanted to come on in and give you an opportunity to learn about us, to learn about what we do, to learn about what kind of people are involved in my membership, and answer questions and actually paint and let you get to know me and spend some time learning things that maybe you want to learn. So let's just do a recap. Yesterday was day one of our live series. Today is, of course, day two. Yesterday, I'm going to show you what we were doing, and we're going to finish it up today. Okay, yesterday we painted this angel, which has a lot of texture on it, and I left it right here last night to dry up. You can see all the texture on it, how pretty. Let me turn that light on. I don't have that light on. Okay. Does that make a difference? Yeah, a little bit. So you can see all the texture that's really pretty on here. And so today we're going to finish her up. Okay. We are also going to paint a black crow. All right. And the reason why we're painting a black crow, y'all, I have so much to tell y'all and share with y'all. The reason why we're painting a black crow is because tomorrow night we are starting on our Fall Friends painting challenge, which has a black crow in the painting. This is a 16 by 20 canvas panel that we will be painting on. So if you have not joined the $10 painting challenge, that is going to be taking place starting tomorrow night for 3 solid nights. Let me put my chair up just a little bit so I can see a little better. And Christy says the crow is going to be fascinating because it is a symbol for Azores Islands in Portugal that my mother was born on. Oh, that is so awesome. And I know that there is a lot of symbolism behind a black crow, which is very similar to a raven as well. And a lot of people relate that to like new beginnings and things like that. So yeah, that's really good. Y'all, I got new glasses. What do you think? They are, this is a little sidetrack, but I have to let y'all know. So I have not been, y'all notice that I usually don't wear glasses, okay? Because I'm in that, most of y'all can probably relate to this. I'm in that transitional stage where I only need glasses to see far, like when I drive or watch TV. And most of the time I could see close, fine. Well, lately it's a little difficult to see close. And so I have that fine line between, like, when I'm painting, I can see great without glasses. It's absolutely perfect. But if I try to look at something here, like read the back of the paint, I can't see it very well. So I went ahead and I got transition lens where I could see far at the top, and then I could see medium in the middle, which is like my painting area, and then I could see close down here. So if you see me doing this, That's because I'm trying to focus. So, yes, just wanted to share that little tidbit with y'all. So y'all might see me wearing glasses more often than I used to. All right. Thank you. My glasses look great. Thank you. I'm loving them so far. So, yeah. All right. So that's a little personal side note for y'all. So this is what I want to do today. I'm going to start from scratch, and I'm just going to give you an overview, kind of like our final objective and what I want to cover today. There are really two things that I want to cover with you. We're going to finish this angel, which is only going to take a few minutes. All right. I'm going to show you how I distress the rest of this. And the second thing I want to do with you is I want to show you the entire process. I'm going to take, this is my goal, okay? I want to frame this. Let me take my face off of the screen that's so big. Let me just make me smaller so y'all can see this better. Okay, I want to take this mat, which is, you can see right here, it's an 8x8 artwork size, but it's going to frame to a 12x12 with this black mat. So this is going to become my 8x8 artwork size. That's what we're going to paint our black crow on. This is going to be my frame. I bought this at Hobby Lobby. I'm thinking I did. Yeah, so it was $9.99, but I probably got it 40% off. So I probably paid, what's 10 times 4? So I probably paid $6 for this. Okay, it is a, it has glass and it has a gold trim around it. So my final goal is to put this mat in here around the gold. We'll do this all together. And then once we finish painting the crow, we're going to frame it in here, and we're going to look at how it looks like completely finished. Okay, so I'm super excited about doing that. We're going to put that aside. We're going to try to get all of this done in this hour. Do y'all think I can do it? I don't know, but we'll try. All right. So, hey, Shay. Template for the crow. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Miss Cindy. You didn't have to do that. I've got it in my, I know it's a Saturday today. You might be out and about doing things. We're actually going shopping today after this. That's why I'm I kind of actually fixed myself up today a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to go back to, I'm going to go back to just like a basic palette knife, if I can find the basic. I have so many palette knives, y'all, that are just very used. All right, so basic palette knife. Here we go. Let's finish her up first before we do anything else. I'm going to take some black. If y'all watched me yesterday, how many of y'all watched me yesterday? How many of y'all watched me? Hey, Carrie. Hey, Deb. Hey, Miss Ellen and Miss Kathy. So glad y'all are here. How many of y'all watched me yesterday? Me. Okay, good. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that little bit of black paint that I have. April says she did. Thank y'all so much for watching. Miss Darlene said she watched. Mariana said she watched. Okay, so I'm just going to barely touch. Barely touch. Y'all see that? With my palette knife. And look how it reacts to that texture. Okay, I don't think I have a little bit of black left on there. All right, so I'm done. This is what I wanted to do with her. Do y'all see how good? I like it. I like the way that looks. If you wanted, you could put a little bit more like on the edges, maybe up there, maybe down here if you want to. But I don't want to overdo it, so I'm just going to leave her like this. And now you can really see that texture in her. Is it a little blurry, or is it just me getting adjusted to my glasses? Okay, so I think she looks super cute. Hello, Candy. So yeah, how simple was that? You get that look going with the palette knife, and I really like doing that to my paintings to give it just a little bit of a flair. Now, something else you could do that would be super fun is if you wanted to add a little bit of glimmer, okay, you would take like a bright, I'm not going to do it, okay, because it's not dry enough for me yet. It would just mush up the black. But if you wanted to, you could use like like a metallic gold, which would be super nice if you did that. And you can give it a different look if you wanted to add like some bling to it. So that's just some ideas for you to think about and do for the painting that we worked on yesterday. All right, so I'm going to put her aside and let her dry. And now I'm going to start with my black crow. So here are the things that I need for my black crow to get started. The first thing is I need an 8x8 sheet of, I'm using watercolor paper. Okay, you can use, if you want to use maybe an 8x8 canvas, whatever you want, it's fine. You need, I sent the download. If you are already on my email list, you already got the download for the template. Okay, if you're already on my email list, I'm going to repeat that again. If you're already on my email list, you already got I sent it about an hour ago. You already got the download for the template and the download for the reference photo. If you are not on my email list, then you can, let me see if I can get it to show up in here. You can, I don't have it. Cindy posted it a little while ago. Let's see where she put it. Template for the crow. Okay, here it is. Let me see if I can pin it to the top. Nope, I don't see how to pin it. Maybe I can star it. I do not know how to do that. So in the comments, let's see if I can copy it. No, it's not letting me do anything actually. Let me go find it real quick so I can post it again. I'll post it a few times for y'all to have access to it. Copy link. Hang on just a sec. Okay, here we go. I'm going to paste it again. It starts with skilled producer. That's because that is the that's my email. Let me see. I wish I could pin it. I used to be able to pin things. Maybe I just start it. What does that mean? I put a star by it. I'm not sure what that means. Y'all let me know what the star does. I don't really know what the star does, but I was able to put a star by it. So whatever that did, that'll work. All right, so we definitely need our template. You know what? I need some scissors too, don't I? Let's see where my scissors are. There they are. Okay, scissors are located. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this out so we can make our template. And I know my sheet of watercolor paper is not the right size yet, but we're going to make it the right size. And I'll explain to you why I decided to use a sheet that was a little bit bigger than 8x8 for my watercolor paper. All right, piece of tape. Let's tape this together. Tape that together. And then I'm just going to cut around it. I have too much paper, so I'm just getting rid of a bunch of the paper. Okay, so I like to use a template for animals. I use templates for animals a lot because I still struggle with the face and the eyes of things. Like putting the mouth and the eyes in the right place on an animal is very, very difficult to me. Okay, we got somebody in here that needs to go. I'm gonna block him. All right. Did y'all see that? Somebody's on here being a Black Crow downloads. That's not right. All right. I just blocked the troll. We had a troll in one of the groups coming in. So I got rid of him. This is when I need extra people helping me manage all of this. All right. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my mat and I'm going to take it out of, I think I have to cut this off. I'm going to take it out of here. Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to use it as a template for the size of my painting. So I'm going to take it and I'm just going to put it on here. I'm going to use the back side because I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to mess up like writing on it or anything. And I'm just going to take a pencil and I'm going to mark the size of the area that I need to paint on. Okay. Now this is like I think this is a 9x12 sheet of paper. And I don't really want to cut it down to an 8x8 because when I put the painting in the mat, I want to have a little bit of overlay. I want to have a little bit of overlay on the edges. So I'm going to cut it down just a little bit because I just want it to be comfortable to work with, but I'm not going to cut it down all the way to an 8x8. And that's just my preference because I want that little bit of overlay for my mat. It makes it easier to tape it to the mat and to get it, oh, my ring's in the way here, to get it in. So I'm going to be painting, I have to make sure that I paint inside the pencil line. And then once the painting is done, I'm going to make sure that I place it right there like that. So let's put our mat aside. I do not want the mat to get full of paint or anything like that. And then I have one other thing I'm going to do. I'm going to take this piece of cardboard and I'm going to use it as my painting surface because I can pick up this cardboard and I can move my 8x8 painting all around in any way I want. But if I were to tape this piece of watercolor paper onto my desk, this is just some craft paper. It's taped all the way down to my big desk. I wouldn't be able to move that piece of watercolor paper at all to do anything that I wanted to do. So if I use this instead, then I can still maneuver my painting and move it around and prop it up or whatever I want to do through the whole painting process. So that's just a little tip to help you if you were using watercolor paper. This watercolor paper is almost like 300, I think it's 296 thickness pounds. I think it's 296 or 297. Hey, boo. What you need? Keys to the car. Okay. It's okay. And then everybody says hi. Michael just got off of work and he is going to wash our car, I think. He's either washing the car or he's cutting the grass. I know he was getting ready to do one of those because both of them need to be done. We'll see. If we hear the lawnmower going, then we know what he's doing, right? All right. Hey, Kathy. Thank you for explaining all that. It's very helpful. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Shay. Because yeah, it's all little tips and tricks that I have learned over the years of painting, and I probably learned them from other people who paint as well. Okay, so now we're ready for that. The next thing we're going to do is I am going to transfer. I feel like he's kind of small, but he's going to do. I'm going to transfer my template over. And now I have to find a piece of transfer paper. Now, I might not be as successful finding my transfer paper as I was my scissors. I think it's right here. Nope, not there. Let's try this one. Now, you know, I don't know where my transfer paper is. Oh, maybe it's in my closet. I actually started organizing things. Ah, here it is. I started organizing things. And you know, when you organize things, your chaos was probably easier. So, all right. So I'm going to get a piece of transfer paper. And this is, I bought a bunch of sheets. I bought 100 sheets for a workshop. And it's just, I guess it's like carbon paper. I'm really not sure what it is. So I'm going to put that down. You know what? Let's do it this way. Let's place our bird first, where we want it to go. And then I'm going to take a little piece of tape and I'm going to move him down just a tad. And I'm going to tape him off. And then I'm just going to pick him up and then stick this under. All right. Now we're going to transfer. I like to use a pen, okay, because it's got a really hard tip to it, and I want to make sure that I am transferring. I want to make sure it's transferring. So I'm going to check it really quick and make sure that it's transferring. And yes, it is. It is transferring over. So I'm just going to copy all of the little lines that I created. So did anybody tell me, hey, Facebook user, Jen and everyone, Pat here. Hi, Miss Pat. Does anybody know what the star means? When I put a star next to the comment, what did it do? Or did it do anything? All right, so let's start talking about, don't know. Okay, I don't know either. Maybe it's just for me. Maybe it's just for me. I bet you it's just for me. If I hit starred, yeah, it shows right up. That's probably what it is. I don't know. Don't know. Yeah, okay. So it hasn't showed anything to y'all. All right, so there we go. We are transferred over. I'm going to pull this up. And I don't need it anymore. At least I don't think I need it, but I might need it again if I cover up too much stuff later. So I'm actually going to take the, I'm going to take the raven or the crow, whatever you want to call him, and I'm going to paint him first, and then we're going to come back and do the background afterwards. Sorry, y'all, that was my dog. The mail lady is passing in front of us at the moment. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to give myself a little spot right here on my palette paper. Let's move him over just a little. And let's talk about colors. So I'm definitely, Charlie, that's enough. That's enough. She's gone. She's gone. I'm definitely going to be using, Charlie. It's okay, baby. No, don't do it anymore. All right, I'm definitely going to be using, Charlie, don't look at me like that. The mail lady is like way gone, but she's still working. Oh, it does show on the screen when I start. Just when I started, I guess, maybe. I don't know. Okay. So we're definitely going to be using Charlie. No. Bad girl. No. Not anymore. Thank you at first, but then that's enough. It's okay. All right. I'm also going to be using ultramarine blue or Payne's gray. You can use Payne's gray as well. Actually, we're going to use both. We're going to use ultramarine blue, which is really, really bright blue. And I'm also going to get a Payne's gray. Payne's gray is basically like a navy blue. And then while I'm up here, I'm going to grab my light greens, my vivid lime greens, because our background is going to use some greens in it. All right, the reference photo I'm going to show y'all the reference photo that we are using. Let me get it to show up here. Photos, reference, where are you? ML. There we go, reference, crow. Where are you, my crow? All right, here we are. Let me show you where we're going with this. We're not going to use the same exact colors, but we're going to use a lot of the same colors. So if you look at her right there, or him, whatever she is, I'm going to take that same reference photo and I'm going to stick it in the top right-hand corner of this live. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about so you can see it all the time in our process. All right. Now, there is no way for me to move that large picture. There we go. Okay, so you should be able to see right here in the top right screen, you should be able to see the photo that we're using. And I did include that photo in the email, so make sure that you get that email. I am going to take my face out of the camera because I want you to see the whole screen. Okay, I want you to see the whole screen. So I'm just going to take my face out of the camera for a little while so that you can see everything that I'm doing better in this view here. All right, so let's go to my Payne's gray. I'm going to add, it almost looks like black. So far I have, what is this called? Mars black. I think it's Mars black or permanent black, ultramarine blue, Payne's gray, and then I'm also going to put some white. And then we're going to get started. All right, that's what we're going to start with. And I'm going to put my other colors later as we go. Okay, paintbrush. We're going to use a paintbrush. We're not going to use a palette knife today. We're actually going to use a paintbrush. And I'm going to use just this paintbrush right here. It's got a little bit of an angle. It's called an angle brush. You don't have to use an angle brush, but it's just going to be fun to use that. Okay, it's got a little bit, it's going to help us a little bit with points if we need them, and some other things. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with some black and a little bit of white, and I want to explain to you why I'm going to use a little bit of white as well. I'm just going to start bringing those colors in to the body. And notice I'm not using the paintbrush like this. I'm using it on its side, on the thin edge, because I want my paint strokes to start looking like feathers, right? So I'm just going to start like this and just start filling that in. You don't need a lot. And like I said, I'm using a little bit of white because if I go solid black already, then I don't give myself any room to go any darker. And if I feel like I need some darkness in here, I would really like to have that opportunity to go darker. So I'm putting a little bit of white in it so that I have kind of like a really dark gray instead of the complete solid black. And I'm viewing my bird. And this is just like the first layer. It's just kind of like that layer that we call that we're just filling everything in, okay? It's the blocking stage. All right, so we're in that first stage called the blocking stage, which is kind of the boring stage, but you know, we have to go there. We have to do this. So let me come in here. Let's add a little bit more white. And I'm going to check your comments really quick. See if we have any. Do you see the little picture of Ginger at the bottom of the page above the comment in stars and helps get our page out? Oh, that's so sweet, Michael. Thank you. Hello, hello. What does the star in a comment mean? Okay, Nancy, the star, I put a star by a comment because I want everybody to see that comment. So that's why I put the star on the comment. Let's see if I can find my photo again. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, now I have dual screen going on, so I don't have to keep on switching back and forth. I'm going to add a little bit more white. I want to keep this wing separate from the rest of the body. So I can't see my my line anymore that I had there. But if I use a little bit of a lighter color in my painting, then you can still see the difference in the two areas. All right, and then I'm going to start coming in here. I turned my paintbrush over. I'm still using a pretty large paintbrush for this. I'm going to start coming in here and getting some more of this black or light, dark gray in here. All right, that's good for now. And then I'm going to you can grab some Payne's Gray, which I'll show you what the Payne's Gray is going to do. And then I'll show you what the ultramarine blue is going to do. So I grabbed some Payne's Gray and white. Payne's Gray and white. And you can just start to see, if you look really closely, you can just start to see a little bit of that blue color coming in a few areas. If you look at the reference photo, you can see that. I'm going to clean my paintbrush off because I'm getting quite messy. And I'm going to go back into that Payne's Gray with a clean brush. And if you notice, a bunch of those colors are coming through, even some right here. So now we're going to start working in layers. This is where the layers come in. I know it doesn't look anything like we want it to look, and it's got a lot of work before we're ready. But we're going to start coming in with a few layers. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start using a little bit of this ultramarine blue as well, and a little bit of white. And that's going to give me an even bluer color to come in with. Right on the top of the head, I'm going to have a little bit of that. Right here. And we want to go even lighter in some of these areas. So I'm adding a little bit more white. And this is where you just have to be patient. And I'm going to switch to a filbert at this time, because I see some areas where a filbert will be very nice to use. So a filbert, where's our filbert, people? Anybody ready to use a filbert with me? Pat Berg was first on my end. I love it. I need to start giving prizes for the first person who comments filbert. For those of you who don't know, I think by now most of y'all already know, our filbert is just a fun word for us. It's just one of those words that we just love. So it has absolutely nothing to do with the painting, but it's just fun. And we've already decided that if we get another pet, our pet's name is going to be Filbert, because saying the word filbert is just fun for us. We just like it. So yeah, just a little joke in our, I don't know, in our membership. We just love it. And when I say the word filbert in my lives, everybody starts commenting filbert. And the first person who comments filbert is they just get kudos for the day. Like it's just fun. So yeah. Just a little fun part of our membership that we do when we go live. All right, so I'm just coming in. It's a really small filbert brush. I'm just coming in and adding some more fun. Okay, I'm back into the black, actually. I don't know if you can see that. I'm back into the black because I'm adding layers. I don't want just the blue to sit on top of the black. And somebody the other day was looking at this event and they were like, oh, I want to watch this one because I want to see how you paint something so black to actually have dimension. And so what you do is you add, of course, the blue that we're adding now. But we're also going to add some green in just a minute. But you can also add other colors. Like, you don't have to follow the exact photograph. You can have some fun and make your paintings fun. See, like right now I'm adding a little bit of blue and I'm just giving him a few more feathers down here. Can y'all see that? So he's looking super cute. I already like him. All right. And I need to put my green on my palette because we're actually going to be using some green on him too. He's got a few little pieces of green. So let me tell you what I'm using. I'm using this Liquitex brand, which says light green permanent. And then I'm also using this Vivid Lime Green, which is just a Master's Touch brand. It's just like a super bright green apple color. I don't like to use really small paintbrushes. You've noticed that I'm kind of using larger paintbrushes, if you were wondering. And I'm going to take a sip of my water really quick. Excuse me. All right. And the reason why I don't like to use very small paintbrushes is because the smaller you go with your paintbrushes, the more detailed you end up getting. And I like to try to keep my paintings a little more impressionistic. So right now I just dipped into the greens, and I'm gonna look. This is opaque, and they're both opaque. Okay, so they're both opaque paints, which here's my thought process with this opaqueness. Since these greens are so opaque, I'm going to want to water them down a little bit. I don't want the green to be on top of the black. I want it to kind of blend in with the black. So if I add a little bit of water to my color, which is working really well here, or some matte medium or something like that, you see how you can still see through the green paint? Opaque means the paint is, you can't see through it when you put it down. It's going to cover up what's behind it. And I don't want that. I want more of a transparent green. So I added a little bit of water, or maybe some, if you have some matte medium, you can do that as well. So I'm just adding a little bit. We're going to have some fun with this one. Adding a little bit of those colors in there to give him some fun. Let him know that he is a beauty, or she. All right, and I'm even going to add, just so it's not too crazy there, I'm even going to add a little bit in here. Being very, very strategic there. Okay, I love it so far. I'm going to clean my paintbrush off, and I'm going to come back in with some more blue. But this time I'm going to make it just a little bit brighter and lighter. Okay, brighter and lighter. Can you see that color? And so I'm really going to tap into making some areas. I'm really focusing on those really light areas that I see on the bird. And I'm going to bring in another layer. I'm hardly touching, y'all. I'm hardly touching. I'm using the side of the paintbrush. And I'm just focusing on, I'm really focusing on that photo, and I'm looking at where those really bright colors are showing up. I'm even going to go down here and give him some fun. Even though I don't see any blue down there, I'm still going to do it. And let's go just a teeny bit lighter again. Because right here, he's really, really bright. You'll notice how I don't touch the face until I have the body. That's just a personal preference, because I need to build up the confidence to get to the face. I always struggle with faces. So that's why I'm just I'm playing around. But now I'm going to tackle the beak. And the beak in the photo is black. But I've got to make it stand out a little bit. So I'm going to add some white in there. And I'm going to add this blue. It's super bright. I'm going to have to let it dry a little bit to get what I really want. But it's coming along good. Let's go to a smaller brush. Teeny tiny. And you know what? That's not teeny tiny enough. Here we go. This is teeny tiny brush. And I'm going to block in that solid black eye. Okay, solid black eye. Solid black right underneath the beak. So this allows me now to come in with some darker colors. So remember at the beginning, I used more of a dark gray as the base color instead of solid black. And so now you can see that I'm actually, now that I'm using solid black, you can see some extra dimension being added to some of the areas that's coming in after the fact. Does that all make sense? Just adding a little bit more fun. I'm going to work on the beak and the eye some more, but I have to let it dry. So I'm going to take a break from that. And the other thing I'm going to do is the legs. I just totally skipped over that. So let's go back to the legs and let's get that. I'm just using a dark gray. Dark gray. And then we'll use some highlights on it. Thank you, Michael. So for them, they come flying. Oh, that's awesome. He looks great. That's turning out beautiful. Thank y'all so much. Back to work. We'll finish watching replay. Okay. Baby Filbert. Pat says baby Filbert. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on the feet. I'm not doing a very good job right now on making them look like they're grabbing onto a branch or anything. I'm not going to do a lot of detail there. All right. Let's get some, we're going to come back on the feet. Let's take a break from that. Let's get some burnt umber. Here we go. Let's get some burnt umber, which is like a dark brown. And I'm going to start making the branch be like a really light brown. Brownish gray, actually. So I'm going to start with the brown. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail here. Let's do a little bit more. And I'm going to add a little bit of gray to that as well. That's too much. I don't want that much attention drawn to the branch. So I'm just trying to make it as the fact that there is a branch there, but I'm not really interested in making any special focus on it. And I'm going to let it just kind of go off of the page. I'm not going to finish it, or off of the watercolor paper. I'm not going to finish it completely. So we're going to keep it kind of messy, basically, is what I'm trying to say. All right. Make this go down just a little bit more. Okay. We're going to come back to him in just a minute, but now I want to start on my background. And so my background is, I'm going to go with that bright green because I love it. I think it's beautiful. I think it's going to make him pop, especially in the frame that I want to add him to. So I'm going to start with, I'm going to use just a flat brush. And you can see I have all these greens right here. I'm even going to add a little bit of black to this green right here. And I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to add some water, just a little bit. And I'm going to start. Now I'm working on watercolor paper, so this is going to absorb really, really fast. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to get the right color, the right colors that I want to use out here. Just kind of spread them around and have some fun. And I don't mind it being kind of like neon-y like it is. I really like it actually. See how some of it is darker, like a darker green I started going with. We're just going to play around with a bunch of different greens. A little bit more water. Need to get a little darker in here. Now, not everybody likes finishing their paintings in this order. A lot of people like finishing their paintings like doing the background first and then coming in. It's totally up to you. It gives it a different look though, depending on which way you go with it. I'm going to add a little bit more black because I kind of like that dark color. And the more paint you have on your brush, the easier things are going to move around, as you can tell. You got to give it some time. It's going to all work out, I promise. Just trying to fill in most of around it, and then we're going to get more accurate as we go. Okay. Now I'm being more strategic on my paint flow. I like the look of my background having a little bit of a, like almost like some little blocks. So I'm using a flat paintbrush. See how it makes like little blocks if I just make a swoosh one at a time? So I'm going to grab some more Vivid Lime because I need more of that. And I'm going to add some white to it because it's a little bit too, let's see how that goes. That's not bad. Still a little bit too bright. We're going to come back and make some adjustments to our crow as well. But right now, we're just doing the background. And yes, I have a lot of paint on my paintbrush, if you were wondering. And I'm going to make the top be a little bit darker than the bottom, just because I think it'll give it a nice variation. So the top up here, I'm going to keep just a little bit darker. All right, now I'm going to go back. I'm going to add a little bit of white in there as well. Just in a few little areas. It's just solid white, but you can see that it's it's mixing into the green because the green is still wet. So I like the way it's coming out actually. And I don't want a lot of focus to be on the background. I want more of the focus to be on our bird. So let's go back to our bird and do some things that'll help him stand out more. Because right now I don't feel like he stands out well enough. And one of the things that's going to help him stand out more is, one, I'm going to make sure that all around him there's not a lot going on. Okay, like right on the edges of him. So just kind of make all of that a little more subtle. And wherever there is dark, you need a light. So I'm going to make sure that all of the areas that are close to our bird are more light than dark in the greens. Okay? Because the more light that you have right on the edge of the dark colors, it's going to make him pop more. So let's just take a minute and start working on our bird again. So we're going to go back and forth a few times. All right. Let's bring in a little bit more of this bright blue in here. So we're going even brighter. This is the ultramarine blue. Ultramarine blue and white is what I'm doing. We're going to go even brighter. And then we're going to take some of the green and we're going to go even brighter with the green. Just very little though, because I don't want the green background to mess with my bird. All right. And then I'm going to use a teeny tiny brush and I'm going to come in here and start working on my beak. I'm getting really quiet, aren't I? Because I'm focusing on this. Let's go with a little bit more blue around here. And then let's give him a pop of white right there. And then all the way around his eye. He just woke up, didn't he? He was sleeping before and now he just woke up. Those little details in there. Now what you want to make sure is that this area right below the beak, and there's our darks and our lights, so we want to make sure that this area right below the beak is super dark for those lighter areas of the beak to show. That noise y'all are hearing is my dog telling me, hey, is it time for me to eat or something? All right, I'm going to make this area come up just a little bit more and give him some flair. And I'm just going to take my small paintbrush and I'm just going to give him a little bit. I'm using the Payne's Gray, y'all. I'm just going to give him a little bit of feathers that are coming off of his body. And that's also gonna kind of camouflage the the background boo-boos that right around the base of the bird. So you're going to have a little bit of feathers going on here. And let's make that tail a little bit more interesting. I'm using a little bit of Payne's Gray and a little bit of black. And then I'm going to add a little bit more of the blue. All right, let's do a little bit on his feet. Just to give him I don't want it to look like stripes. I feel like I gave him stripes on his legs. So we're going to cover that up a little bit. It looks like he's got stripes. Y'all, I'm focusing so much. Let's go like that. All right, that's not bad. Not bad, that's not bad. I feel like my beak needs a little bit of help. So let's just add a little bit more of this blue in here. And I think I know what the issue is. Right on the top edge of the beak, I need a black. I need black to go all the way across right here. And that's going to make that beak pop as well. Yep, that's what I needed. Look at that. That made that beak just go, I am here and I am ready for whatever you have coming my way. The scarecrow or the corn or whatever it is you have for me, I am ready for it. And then let's just add a little bit of fun to our branch here. Not much, but just a little bit. And by fun, I mean variety of color. I use the word fun a lot to represent, make sure you have all of that variety of colors so that you get that dimension that you're looking for. And I use the word fun when I'm adding all the colors. Now I'm making the bottom side of the branch be darker, like it's got a shadow down there. Right there as well. Okay. All right, so there's my bird. Let me dry him off really quick. The background is really wet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this back up. I'm going to start taking the tape off. While I manage to dry him. This thing is hot. This is a heat gun. It's not a blow dryer. So it like really gets hot. So I have to watch because it'll burn my hand. All right. It's actually pretty dry. Okay. So then the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my my mat. I'm going to place it on top right here. I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm just going to let you see what it looks like. Look at that. Okay, that's super cute. And then I'm going to take my picture frame. My picture frame. Let me get this thing open so you can see what it's going to look like framed. Because, you know, it's always different when you can see that perspective when it's actually finished all the way. So I'm going to take this out and put it on the side. And this is going to be with the glass. Once it's dry, get this in there all the way. Once it's dry, I'm going to take the actual 8 by 8, okay? And I'm going to spray it with a spray adhesive. And I'm going to cut, or maybe I have it right here. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. I'm going to put it on my backing here to the frame. So it's going to sit on here, and I'm going to spray it down. So it's, you see how it's kind of wrinkly? All right, I'm going to spray it down with a spray adhesive, and I'm going to make sure that it's on there exactly where I want it. And then I'm going to take my mat, place it on there like that. And then I'm going to take my frame. I'm going to have to turn it over because I was trying to do it with y'all being able to see it visibly, but I'm going to have to turn it over and fit it in. Probably not in the right spot. No, it still is. And I'll have the glass on it too. But, ta-da! Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. The colors are just great. I really love it. So there, my friends, is my crow for the day. And don't forget to sign your painting. Don't forget to sign it when you're done. And he came out a lot cuter than I expected him to come out. Somebody said, how much? I don't know. Let me think about it. But y'all, this is one of the things that I love to show y'all. I want to show y'all how you can actually go beyond just painting. Okay, you can do so much with your paintings. You can hang them on your own walls, or you can give them as gifts, or you can start to, some of you might like to do markets and you want to sell your artwork. Well, here's the whole kit and caboodle from, you know, from the start to the finish. And remember, I painted that crow because tomorrow we are painting a scarecrow with a crow at 6 p.m. tomorrow. This is a $10 painting challenge, and we called it Fall Friends. Okay, it's called Fall Friends. And if you have not joined yet, for the next 3 days, I'm going to see if I can copy and paste. Let me get it real quick. For the next 3 days, our, that's not what I wanted to do. For the next 3 days, our lives are going to be in that group. Okay, so it's a painting challenge for $10 for 3 days to come on in and paint with us on the inside. And by the inside, I mean you're going to be painting with all of the painting sisters that are already there. And you're going to get to see what it's really like on the inside on a weekly basis. Okay, but we're also going to do some fun things for all of you that have taken the opportunity to come along and pay the $10 to have some fun with us for 3 days. We're going to do some giveaways, and we're going to have a little more fun than usual. And our painting sisters love to have these little painting challenges, or I like to call them also pop-up paint parties, because what we do is once every 3 or 4 months, we like to invite some people from the outside to come on in and see what we're all about on the inside. And this is one of those opportunities for you to do that. Not only that, once you pay the $10, you get put into the Facebook group. And once you're in the Facebook group, you get to stay in that Facebook group forever. Okay, that Facebook group will always be a Facebook group. All right. And in that Facebook group, you have the videos for this whole Scarecrow Fall Friends paint party. So that $10 gets you lifetime access to all of the information in that Facebook group, as well as friends, and you can see what other people are doing and how they're painting their piece, and you can ask questions, and it's just a lot of fun. So we'd like you to come and join us. Remember, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, we're going to be in there live at 6 p.m. Central every day. So you won't see me live like this. You will see me live in that private Facebook group for a $10 fee. And then after that, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, on Wednesday, we will be back doing some more paintings. So we're going to take a break for 3 days for those of you who are just enjoying the free stuff, which is totally fine. I totally get it, and I support you 100%. For those of you who want to come in and just see a little bit more of what we offer, come on in, paint the Scarecrow with us. And we are going to be painting on a 16 by 20, so we're going to be going bigger. That's why I've spread it out for 3 days. And we'd love for you to join us and come on in and see what we're all about. All right, guys, does anybody have any questions? So if you can't do live, is it available later? Yes, Miss Sharon, it is available. The videos will stay in there. They are after the live. They're shared in that group, and they just stay in there. We have a guide for each day, so you can see the videos and you can see any things that we're working on for that day. If you pay the $10, you can watch it over and over. Yes, 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 you can. I did use watercolor paper. There's the painting. It's 6 p.m. Central, Miss Deb. Yes, ma'am. It's 6 p.m. Central. What is your time now? My time now is 3:19 p.m. That's Central. So we are at 3:19 p.m. Love your work. Such a fun group. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Elizabeth, I need to message you about that. I'm working on it. Because I know you wanted the Scarecrow, and I have to fix all of that to get it going. So I'll message you in a minute. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for being here. We will be back soon. I love our crow. He is just adorable. Y'all have been so much fun to be with today, and I'm so glad that y'all came on. We'll see you next time. Y'all have a great evening.